Feminism is breeding whores. What? Okay. Okay, Steven Crowder. Talk your talk, y'all. This is on one of Steven Crowder's side channels, Crowder Bits. So usually are snippets from his larger debates. Let's get right into it, man.
What about slut shaming?
Okay, well,
What
I guess
about
let's
shaming
just switch
people?
topics. What
Let's
about
go-
slut shaming?
What about promiscuity and how women are demonized for having sexuality? Because we live in a very sex-negative society in general, but
I'm sorry, I thought you just said women were objectified and seen as sex objects too often, but now you're saying we're demonizing women if we see them
No.
sexually.
No, you know what I mean.
I really don't.
I think
Y'all have been into body language lately. That's kind of my thing. I get into stuff and I get like really into it. Been into body language lately, and she went from having her arms open to folded. That is evidently that means that she's trying to hide something. She's uncomfortable, and it obviously I didn't see what happened before this, but he obviously caught her in a lie, and so a natural response is kind of to fold your arms because he caught you in a lie. You know what I'm saying? And you just become uncomfortable. You don't want to be there anymore. I think it's body language, man. It's pretty interesting. And women are like great at picking up body language. Women's soft skills, social skills are way better than ours as men. Like they're so good at it.
Women if we see them
no.
sexually.
No, you know what I mean.
I really don't.
I think whenever, like, for example, if you were to have X amount of partners sexually, like if I slept with 12 people and one of my male cousins slept with 12 people, who would be called a slut?
I would call you both.
Maybe you would. I'm saying society in general slut shames women a lot more. And I will admit, it's women who slut shame women a lot.
Yeah. Women are actually, as a matter of fact, this is kind of interesting where you talked about the objectification of women. Do you actually know that women, when they've conducted these studies, and I have these sources for you, they did a more recent one, very specific with online dating, but in general, women grade men far more harshly on physical traits than men grade women. Men grade women on a bell curve,
But
and actually are far more
for
forgiving.
example,
Women are far harsher in their expectations of men physically.
Talk your talk. Talk your talk. Y'all, in this space, we know that, but absolutely the dating apps, he's exactly right. Men grade women on a bell curve. With women, we all know the statistics, man. They're all chasing the top X% of men. And then just the rest of the guys on dating apps to get absolutely no matches. I mean, they might get like a 350-pound whale, every once in a while. That's pretty much it. So I'm glad he's mentioning this. Dating apps are absolutely, yeah.
false. That is, on its face, absolutely, unequivocally a lie.
Incorrect.
Women are judged based on their looks way more. I mean, douchey young guys see women walk by and be like, oh, she's a 9. Oh, she's a 7. Oh, that person's out of my league. First of all, no human being is superior to any other human being. I mean, I really
in certain facets, sure.
I really resent the notion that, like, oh, that person is out of my league. I can't pursue them. But women are, going back to the 10 scale, women are judged on the 1 to 10 scale a lot more than men are. I don't walk by and go through
well,
and
that's anecdotal. I'm talking about.
That guy is a 7. Oh, he's not out of my league. Let me go talk to him. That's not how women approach men.
Would you?
Women are judged based on their looks a lot more. Women are called.
Women don't approach men. I mean, women literally don't approach men. There's like one dating app that forces the woman to talk to the man first, and that's what's that, y'all? Bumble. Women don't approach men, so Women have no game. Like, ask the average woman. You don't ask a fish how to fish, right? You don't ask the prey how to get caught. Ask the average woman how to pull a girl. Their advice is going to be absolutely trash.
Ugly women are called. Okay, can I give you an example? Specifically, what I'm talking about? This is from the 90s. This is from the OJ trial. Every day, the press would criticize Marcia Clark's. She has no fashion. She has ugly hair. She looks frazzled with her horrible curly hair. And they never go, oh, OJ, what an ugly tie he was wearing. Oh, Johnny Cochran. Oh, he got his suit at Goodwill. Like, no one would say that.
Actually, I think of everyone involved with the OJ trial, the one most remembered for crazy suits was Johnny Cochran. He's the one who was turned to a caricature.
No, but he was not criticized every single day and attacked for her looks the way Marcia Clark was attacked. People were calling her unattractive. People were saying she had no sense of style, like I said about her hair.
Hey, you got to get back on subject, man. Steven Crowder, he's a real patient guy.
They were not getting that. People would be like, oh, wow, that suit is kind of out there.
And so this is an example of male privilege to you?
Yes, because they wouldn't be like, oh, he's ugly, he's unappealing because of his looks. And also, can I make another...
I'm sorry, I don't want to get into the... I want to move on because I've been called ugly so many times, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. So it's the idea, the anecdotal is what we want to deal in here.
People didn't teach you that your looks... First of all, you're not ugly by any means. Second of all...
Neither are you.
Thank you.
And by the way, my wife there is out of my league, and so would you be if I were a single male. I have no problem saying that.
No, she's not, because no human being is better than anybody else.
They are in certain facets.
I'm sure
she's far more physically attractive than I am.
I'm sure she is beautiful, but she's not better than you because she's beautiful.
Ah, man, this is... Gosh, man, man, no, women are more likely to conflate certain things. Guys are a lot more realist in certain ways. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I could be a dude and go out with a chick, and the chick is better looking than me. Yes, she's better than looking than me. Right? And she could be, yes, out of my league if we were just to compare looks to looks. But when you factor in the other things that women, that attract women, then you see how they're... This has always been a thing. The successful guys have always had the hot women. Literally. This has been a thing since the beginning of human freaking history. This has been a thing.
She's more beautiful than I am.
But she didn't... I don't know if that's true, but
more people want to have sex with her than me.
Can I bring up another point? It's a little bit unrelated, but it's related to Marcia Clark from the OJ trial. People call powerful women bitches. They're like, oh, she's bossy. Oh, she's a bitch whenever she has strong views. But if a man were to conduct himself in the same way and give off the same demeanor, they'd be like, oh, wow, what a strong, powerful man. He's really getting it done.
Women women have literally coined the phrase "boss B." Like, women literally coined that phrase. And I see where she's going, but look, here's the reality, and this is what happens when you say men and women are equal, and you don't want to talk about how men and women are different. All right, men naturally have more disagreeable traits, more confrontational traits, more traits that help them in business, and things like that. Women are way more agreeable, way less confrontational, right? Now that probably talks some ish behind, the person's back or whatever like that, but actually going toe to toe with their boss or somebody else in their field and talking about why they disagree and stuff like that, it's rare. And when they do it, what she's trying to say is, well, the reason why it's viewed differently is simply because we all inherently know that an argumentative woman is not a natural thing for a woman to do. It's just not. So that's why we understand that, especially in this space of YouTube, we understand that the last thing you want to date is an argumentative woman. And the thing is that these freaking mosquitoes, is that these modern career women, especially the ones that make a considerable amount of money, they develop these masculine traits, these argumentative traits, because they've had to, because of the business that they're in. They're dealing with men, so they have these traits, and we just understand and know that they're going to be way less cooperative in a relationship, and they're going to be more of a headache. They're going to fight you on everything. It's just not absolutely worth it. Let's go.
He's really sticking it to them.
Yeah,
but
I don't
women, are taught, oh, she's bossy, she's a bitch, she needs to stay in her place, she needs to, or for example, when women have a serious face, oh, you should smile more, honey.
Yes,
smile
I think
more,
women
darling.
should smile more.
I think everyone should smile more.
Can I express it? Because we've gotten completely off the statistical,
Okay.
so this just ends up being personal, so let's have a personal
Okay.
conversation here. Maybe because I just had this discussion not that long ago with a female relative. Okay, a man is physically attracted to warmth and tenderness in a woman, right? That is an attractive trait because we like nice women. You just talked about bitchy, right? So the
That's
idea.
what they call women when they're powerful.
No,
you
that's
know?
what they call women when they're acting like bitches. But yes,
No.
men get called that.
She's not a bitch.
But hold on,
She's
hold
a
on,
very
let me-
compassionate woman,
can I
and
finish?
people are calling her a bitch all the time because she was a powerful woman. People call Hillary
I
Clinton.
would like to be able to finish
Okay,
my
I'm
point
sorry, I'm
without
sorry.
being. I don't
Go.
want to be accused of male privilege, but you are speaking very long. I do want to make my point.
Okay.
Okay. So men are physically attracted to tenderness and warmth from a woman.
Yes.
A smiling woman is biologically more attractive to a man than a frowning woman. Now let me tell you why. Because men live particularly to please their wives women. Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
And so to us, it is attractive to see our wife or to see the woman that we love smiling. A man, and I'm sure if you've been in a relationship for any period of time, right? How often do you get the, are you okay, sweetie? Are you happy?
I've never
You seem
been
like
in a
you're upset.
relationship, but
Okay,
yeah.
well this happens a lot. It's
Yeah.
often a point of conflict for my wife and I. When did I do? Are you okay? Are you happy? A man saying, hey, it's attractive for a woman to smile more is the equivalent to a woman saying it's attractive for a man to listen more.
Okay, I'm gonna respond to that.
Okay.
The whole notion of like telling women to smile transcends relationships. It's even down the street. Men come up to women and go, oh, hey, honey, hey, sweetheart, smile more, smile. And it's a very like condescending thing. It's very patronizing. It's very much.
If a stranger came up and said, hey, sugar baby, smile more, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's kind of crappy, but that's...
No,
again,
I
we're
wouldn't
into
be
anecdotal.
offended. I wouldn't be offended, but I understand it's symptomatic of the culture of patronizing women, of treating women differently than you would treat men in that way.
We shouldn't.
And that, if that makes sense.
But you just supported lowering the PT requirements in the military so women could join up because Is that patronizing or is that equality? Because I'm confused.
That's equality.
Okay, so saying women, you can't do as many push-ups or pull-ups, or you can't do the 16-mile run. I don't know what the PT requirements are now. It may be different. You can't do it as well as men, so we're going to lower it so that you can join the military. That's equality.
Can I say something
but
about the
saying smile
military
more is patronizing.
again too? For example, if you look at, there's not just one general of the military, just how expansive the military is. There are several.
Right.
Do you see even one? And a general is not doing. They're older men. They're not doing physically like strenuous workouts. It's mostly administrative, and they don't let women do even like the desk jobs.
Yeah.
If that makes
That's
sense.
incorrect. Do you have any military in your family?
No.
Okay. Well, I grew up in a military family. That's not correct at all. It's not, a general's job is not at all administrative. Frankly, I would say that's a bit of female privilege because you're kind of glib on that topic. It's an incredibly intellectually strenuous and emotionally strenuous.
Sure. I'm not saying they're not dumb by any means. It's military science, I'm sure, is complex. I'm sure they're very intelligent.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that's not a physical job as much as the guys in the lower. You can't tell me it's just as physical as the guy who are on the ground
No, it's
running
not just
in
as
Iraq.
physical, but men are more suited to it, and that's why they tend to be generals more.
Why are men more suited to it?
Well, there are two reasons. You just said that they're older men. And yes, I don't know if you know
They're
how
typically older. Yeah, I've
Do you know
seen
how
them
long
at the
it
State
takes
of
to
the
become a
Union.
general?
Decades, probably. I
Yes,
don't know.
exactly. So that would go back to men being in the military longer than women, certainly in those positions. And yeah, listen,
But I'm
this is-
sure if there's if there are military, like for example, the McCains are like military royalty.
Sure.
I'm sure it'd be much easier for them to get that than like a bub off the street.
That may be so. I think, but I do appreciate. I think we have some other people who might want to sit down.
Oh, okay.
So
well,
I do appreciate.
I loved it.
Thank you very much.
Watch Louder with
God
Crowder.
bless, man. I mean, let me be kind here. I don't even know if I have a sound for that, what we just watched. Yo, actually I do.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yo, I mean, look, she was certainly in her feelings. I'm pretty fair on this channel. If she was making some sense, I definitely would admit it. But she wasn't making any sense. She wasn't making any sense, right? I mean, she just wasn't. Everything this young lady said came straight off the PowerPoint of her first year women's studies course. Oh man, her knowledge of internet feminism rhetoric and gaslighting while having complete lack of first-hand experience in almost every point she tried to make is almost impressive. As a woman, other women criticize my appearance and made me feel awful about myself. Men compliment me and are actually supportive of my physical appearance. See, that's what they don't like to hear, y'all. Man bad, man bad, man bad. But the chick literally in the video, one of the first things she said is that women slut shame. I mean, look, if you're a woman, you shouldn't be a slut. And if you're a guy, I'm not saying that you should be, sleeping with everything with, anything with two legs that you should be sleeping with. I'm not saying that either. We as men need to have some self-control, but the female promiscuity has always been protected throughout history because we've always understood the consequences, and what we're seeing now are the consequences. Throughout history, you've seen men, I mean, literally from the biblical days, sometimes, y'all, you have to protect a woman from herself. And this has always been understood, but now, since the sexual revolution, the invention of birth control, all these things, deleting kids, how popular it is now, stuff like that, we're just living in an era that we've never seen in human history. So nobody's harsher judge of women than other women. We'll read a couple more comments, then we'll get out of here. This is a perfect example of someone who just wants to be heard because you know what they're saying, literally. Yeah. Surprise, surprise, surprise. She's never been in a relationship yet. She knows more than all the factual studies. Yeah, when a person just inherently, like when he mentioned the bell curve thing with like dating apps and how women are judged way harsher on a male's appearance on dating apps than men do. And she's just like, that's incorrect. You can't really, he was being respectful and everything. You can't have a debate with somebody like that because they're just in their feelings. I'm glad he let her talk because she proved his point better than he could have. I'm telling you, man, y'all, when you go out with the chick, man, just let her talk. She's going to tell on herself eventually. Anyway, y'all, this is Steven Crowder. Hey, man, he's a big conservative. And he's got a huge YouTube channel, like around 5-6 million subscribers. So shout out to him, man. And like, comment, share, subscribe. Y'all will see you on the next one. God bless.
Message to the women because they've been tricked by feminism. Wanna change, control your position, get back in the kitchen. Find a man, a guy, have a family, now that's really living. Homemakers, judge, that's what we missing.